The Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
Hi there. Thank you very much for joining us here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Namaste to you wherever you're joining us from at this time. It is time for us to bring to you the Wednesday edition of the Lall Show, where we tell it as it is. And we're so happy that you can join us from the comfort of your home or wherever you are joining us from at this time. This evening, Mr. Lall, as usual, will make his presentation, after which we will take your questions, your comments, your concerns on telephone number is 226-745-324. You can call us on WhatsApp on 622-2222 or 624-6456. I think by now you know the drill. Not much in credit, don't have credit, or you have a little, I must say. Just call us and cut off. We're going to continue to stand. We're going to stand that bill for you. Don't know how long more we can do it, but we can do it as long as we can. With that said, sir, namaste, and the floor is yours.
Namaste, Josh.
Namaste.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, auntie and uncle, I love all of you. Namaste. I want to begin tonight's program with a very sad issue that occurred today in the world. Just before I walked into this radio room, I was looking at CNN, and they announced a boat filled with over 700 persons heading to Italy capsized. They say at least 79 people drowned, 104 rescued, and the remainder, which is hundreds, missing alongside or off the coast of Greece. Wow. All in search of a better life. They were going to Italy, and one newscast said they are from Libya. Sad, eh? A matter of fact, the news agency said it's one of Europe's greatest disaster in the history. In search of a better life. Libya. Oh, we can only say a little prayer for them and hope that the remainder are found alive. 104 they rescue, 79 they find floating. Sad, Josh? Mm-hmm. I wanted to begin tonight's program to say that I am happy. But how can you be happy when your brothers and sisters, along with their children, are losing lives in this fashion, in this way? So I will change that word happy to say that I am very much satisfied that many of you didn't turn out to stain your fingers for these misfits you have in government and opposition. The local government elections came and went. Out of 20 registered voters, is 20 registered? No, man. It's 80 registered voting booths or voting polling stations. Oh boy. Uncle and auntie, little of the people turn out to vote. That was not a concern, or that didn't send a message to these misfits. Instead, Joshua, you know what they did? They're boasting. The PPP claiming victory in 66 out of the 80 polling stations or constituents. And the opposition hails victory with the other 14. 3 of which is New Amsterdam, Georgetown, and Linden. Joshua, why don't you clap your hands for them? Oh, the PNC said them hail victory in their strongholds. And that is a major rebuke for the PPPC. While the PPPC said them make inroads in the PNC strongholds. None of them concerned that the majority of the people in the various polling places did not show up to vote. But the PPP and the PNC said they accept, they agree. They said it was a low turnout. None out of the two of them didn't see that the masses of the people kicked them, spat on them, stood on them, but they're happy to claim victory. I was not happy but satisfied when I heard of that turnout, Joshua. I was laughing all night. It gives me added fuel to continue waking up this country so that come the next elections, the real elections, the general elections, yes, to take over this country will be something to really wake them up. Let's wait, watch, and see. I am smelling the moment. It's coming, Uncle. Don't ask me who is coming. I know the real Messiah is in the making. Yes, to take over. All I want you guys to do is keep ponging in their ears of those who went out the other day and stained them big toe for them, for these misfits. You have to wake them up, Uncle. If you all don't wake them up, this country is doomed with with every citizen in this country. So please wake them up. And with that, I say namaste once again to all of you. So now we can get cracking with tonight's topic or tonight's program, whichever one you want to describe it as. We are running a business in the richest country on earth today with this oil, and you hear nothing, absolutely nothing from both of these misfits we have. Every day the media houses have to report what is going on in our oil industry from international organizations, corporations, and companies that have interest or working in Guyana's oil sector. Joshua, you hear nothing, absolutely nothing from these misfits. Today, we learn from an international organization how the price for renting rigs working out there, Uncle, will increase by 18%. Why increase for IDs in Guyana? 18 what? 18 votes? We reported sometime last year that those same rigs, work or no work, our oil is paying $420,000 US a day. Uncle, that is 84 million Guyana dollar a day. Add 18% increase to that. It takes us to 500,000 US a day. That is 100 million Guyana dollar a day, uncle. Joshua, the increase is $15 million a day on every drill ship out there. And I think they have 4 working out there. 4. Man, work or no work, uncle, 60 million. 60 million, 15 per day, 15 for 60. 60 by 30 days is 1.8 billion a month. 9 million US a month increase on drill ships alone. You hear that, brother? And me ain't touch nothing. Me ain't talk about no other expense. Just drill ship alone increase. That is what will be coming out from our oil every month with just that 18% increase. 9 million US. And what you're hearing from these misfits? They're behaving like if they never see or never know. Matter of fact, uncle, them don't respond to things like this. Things like this is like throwing water upon duck back for them. If I am to tell you people a quarter of what is going on in this oil industry, most of you will leave your homes and live in the hospital. Of course, if they have enough rooms for all of you. Barra Jagdeo held about 5 press conferences within the last 2 days. All about your finger. As for President Ali, I don't know where he is. Aubrey Norton held one too. And again, all you hear from him is about your finger. Oh, brother. The things going on in this country, eh? Yep. And all they're talking about is your finger. My reporter asked both Aubrey Norton and Barra Jagdeo about, at their last press conference, prior to the votes or prior to the election, how they plan to uplift poor people's lives in this country. I will play the answers one by one, what both of them give, and you will decide where they are taking this country and all of you. We will begin with Barra Jagdeo. Listen what he had to say.
Enhancing people's livelihoods is a different matter. We made it clear that the communities in which they live have to see development. The roads are important, their drains are important, the street lights are important that we made commitment for. And then job creation in these communities itself until we can move people through more training into more permanent jobs. That is why a lot of the work now that we're giving out, we're giving it back to the communities, so you do community type of infrastructure and involvement. People are cleaning their own drains, so they get some employment opportunities. So a lot of those families you're talking about, we have to work to ensure that they're trained, they're retooled, and then to find jobs for people, which is what we're working on. The 14,000 jobs went to poor people, a lot of women who are now working, the same people you're talking about. Many are single parents. So now they can take care, they get work for 10 days, they can take care of their children.
Oh, Papa. That is the vision Barra Jagdeo got for this country and its people. Enhancing people's livelihood is a different matter. Thank you. Thank you. Is a different matter. We made it clear that the communities in which they live have to see development. Roads are important. Drains are important. The street lights are important. That we made commitment to. And then creating jobs in these communities. For now, uncle. Until we can train them to get permanent jobs. Oh. Street lights and roads gone full of your belly. Low paying jobs or no paying jobs will fill their stomachs. Cleaning your own drains, that is part of the work this man is creating for its citizens to eat in an oil-rich country. The richest country on earth today. God, you help me. God, you help me. Allowing the oil companies to reap and rape this country in the billions by the minute. And Barajag, they're talking about cleaning drains. We losing billions on rental of them rigs. Rigs alone, uncle, when the year come, that can uplift every Guyanese life overnight. And this man talking about cleaning our own drains. Joshua, please play him back.
Enhancing people's livelihoods is a different matter. We made it clear that the communities in which they live have to see development. The roads are important. Their drains are important. The street lights are important that we made commitment for. And then job creation in these communities itself until we can move people through more training into more permanent jobs. That is why a lot of the work now that we're giving out, we're giving it back to the communities. So you do community type of infrastructure and involvement. People are cleaning their own drains so they get some employment opportunities. So a lot of those families you're talking about, we have to work to ensure that they're trained, they're retooled, and then to find jobs for people, which is what we're working on. The 14,000 jobs went to poor people. A lot of women who are now working, the same people you're talking about, many are single parents. So now they can take care, they get work for 10 days, they can take care of their children.
Oh, Father. A lot of women who are not working will get work. Who can't take care of their kids will get a 10-day work so they can take care of their children. That's the vision of Barajagdeo, running a US $1 trillion oil sector. And when you ask questions about the oil sector, he jumping to the 14 new oil blocks. One not a drop of oil has been found inside as yet. Oh. Listen to more of what he had to say on the same question. Play it for them.
Well, the thing is that the cash grant was a commitment we made in opposition to return that to our children and increase it, and we are fulfilling our promise. I hear a lot of hullabaloo about this cash grant. The APNU now took it away, and they have the audacity to tell us when to pay the cash grant and all of that stuff. They have the audacity, shamelessly, they took it away. And so I don't waste my time behind that.
cash grant was a commitment they made to the children, and they're fulfilling their promises. Uncle and auntie, whatever happened to the commitment for reviewing and renegotiating that thief in oil contract? Eh? Whatever happened to that commitment? You see how convenient they choose their words to make you feel nice? Eh? He hear about all this hullabaloo about the cash grant. Happen you took it away and then have the audacity to tell them when to pay the cash grant. Trust me, uncle. Trust me, auntie. If he didn't pay that cash grant, he would have never get them people, them few people that go out there to vote for them. Shamelessly. Shamelessly. I don't waste my time. They took it away. You notice Jagdev attitude? Uncle and auntie? Shamelessly. I don't waste my time. They took it away. That's his attitude. This has been Jagdev's mantra since he was president, running away from the question asked how he planned to uplift people's lives, causing down avenue about cash grant them take away, telling the nation people will get a 10-day work cleaning drains to feed them picnic. This is the vision of an ex-president who ran this country for over 10 years and now heading a US $1 trillion oil sector. Sometimes, many times, I feel like hollering. Yes, I feel like bawling for what these misfits doing to this country and all of you inside. They have no understanding how to run a cake shop. None of them. And are you going and stain your finger for them? Oh, brother. Oh. If the few of you who are listening to this program don't start waking up those people who running out there behind these misfits, Irish will suffer too. You better heed warning. I can only, as a commentator and as a newsman for 29 years, I can only shine you people as to the games and the incompetence in them. You have listened to Barra Jagdeo. Now listen to Abri Norton with the same question posed to him. What plans he has to improve the lives of the poor people of this country, uncle. Listen to him, man. Play.
There are a plethora of ideas that we have. First of all, we said we're going to put in place a rent-to-own program in which we will build houses, allow people to pay rent, and when they pay a certain amount of money, that rent will go towards the ownership. And once they cover the cost, they will own it. So rent-to-own. We also said that we will put more money in funding for small and micro businesses, bringing more people, including our support base, into economic life at the business level, because we do believe that it is businesses that push economy. We intend to have cash grants, but in a more structured way. And we would want cash grants to be structured in a way that it contributes to the improvement of the child in school. We believe that there is scope for a national cash grant. We will look at it, calculate it, and work out how we give that cash grant and to whom we give it. And in this case, we're thinking households. We have already said that we need to improve the level of literacy in the society. So we will put a lot of money into primary education so as to ensure that by the time a child meets grade 3, that child can read, write, reason, comprehend, and count. That is critical. Human resource development is what makes a country tick. We also intend to do a lot of human resource development, do a survey of the jobs we need and create those jobs, but train the people for them. So training will be critical. We believe that we should have an oil refinery. What we don't believe is that it should be owned by the government. We will go out to invite investors to be involved so that we can have an oil refinery and remove the burden from us, put it to the investors, and that has a number of spin-off. From that you could get bitumen, and so to do your roads, etc. So we will go down that road.
You have another part coming. I didn't want to play the whole thing. I want to play him in part. I didn't cut it, I just stop it there for you people. And just in case you missed the first part when he began, he said he got a plethora of ideas. One is a rent-a-home program. They will build a house, rent it, and the rent you pay will go towards the cost of the house. When you're done pay off, you own the house. All this nonsense he talking about rent a house to own it is just fancy language to confuse you and make you feel nice, when he could have simply said, we will build a house and I work and pay for it monthly. But the question here, Uncle, yes, the question here that he should answer is where he getting the money from to do what he's talking about. When these misfits will stop selling dreams to these poor people for their votes. Uncle and Auntie, if they only manage this oil sector, forget about renegotiating the oil contract for now. Manage these costs, these inflated expenses, the amount of money that will come in this country. The citizens would not have to rent a home or pay mortgage. We will have enough money to build a house and furnish it for them, mortgage free. And they would also be given a monthly salary. Mr. Norton. Then Uncle, he said he will give small businesses money because he believes that it is business that pushes the economy. Norton is so correct. Norton, you're spot on with that line. Where businesses pushes economies. It happens all over the world. Business runs the world. You're spot on, brother. But again, let me ask you, where are you getting the money to help those small businesses you're talking about? Oh, Uncle. Is he as leader of the opposition running this country? This country's business the way in which he can afford to talk that talk, Joshua? To build homes and to help small businesses? Uncle, what business he running? Or should I say what business he has ever run in his life? The inflated billions thrown at us by ExxonMobil and the others out there in our oil sector. I never hear Aubrey Norton call on the government or ExxonMobil to release the expenses so the nation can see how we are being ripped off. I never hear that. I never hear Aubrey Norton respond to any of the thousands of articles published in the Kaieteur News in which Guyana is being slaughtered by the oil companies. With all these increases and charges being thrown at us, I never hear him say anything. So how come this man telling us about business today? This is how you're running a US $1 trillion Aubrey. God bless you. God bless you. Another election coming. Are you going to vote for them again? Norton said, we also intend to have cash grant distributed in a structured way that will contribute to improving the lives of school children. And he will look at it in a calculated way to work out how they're giving it and who they're giving it to. Oh, look where and how these people thinking. Them white people out there must be cracking up when they hear Aubrey Norton and Jagdeo talking about grant, $100 grant and $200 handouts and once a year or year-end bonus. Man, Joshua, Hess Corporation, Exxon with Routledge and Sinok the Chinese, they must be sitting down knocking glasses every day smiling how they have these misfits for leaders in this country running business. God bless you, brother. Brother Jagdeo and Brother Norton, God bless you. Then Norton went on to talk about educating the children. How you educating them, Mr. Norton? On hungry bellies? Half of the children can't go to school because their parents don't have minibus money. Minibus money to send them to school. How are you getting them to read and write? Be able to comprehend and reason things, Mr. Norton? And count. I forget that one. And count. How are you getting them to do that? When they can't go to school. 50 plus years with these misfits, both the PPP and the PNC. And look where Guyana is today. Look where are we today. I should be ashamed to talk about children and their education. He just like Jagdeo, talking about human resources development. What he say he can do? A survey to know what jobs are needed. Then he go create the jobs and train the people because training is critical. Is where Norton been all this time, uncle and auntie? That now he has to do survey to know where the jobs are needed and to train people. Yeah, Mr. Norton? Where the money coming from to train people? And what are you training them for? To pick up garbage or to clean trench? They have lots of jobs that all these foreign companies bringing in their own employees to do what Guyanese can do. They don't have to get training, Norton. Look, Halliburton got a set of foreign workers paying fat US dollar salary that is coming out from our oil, Mr. Norton, doing jobs what Guyanese people can do without any training, Norton. Where is your voice to these things, may I ask? This is how I run in country, which has one of the biggest oil business. Or you're going to train me, brothers and sisters, to clean the white man drains and properties in Guyana. When I listen to these misfits and think of where this country is going with them, uncle and auntie, I try to bust my brain morning, noon, and night to figure out what to tell you what this nation will become. It is not a doomsday for tomorrow. It's a catastrophe for generations to come with no end in sight. Then he went on to say further, he believed we should have an oil refinery and it should not be owned by government. He will look for investors and the spin-offs will help Guyana with bitumen to do roads and so on. Oh, he talking about foreign investors to come and set up an oil refinery project, forget bitumen to patch our roads. And not going after the foreigners invading our country, fetching out the raw materials, the gold, the crude, the diamonds, the raw bauxite, the raw manganese, the raw logs, that if we get the rightful share, we don't have to beg. Yes, we don't have to beg a man to come put on a refinery to get bitumen. Man, uncle, the next thing you will hear him say is he going to bring in foreigners to process the manganese, the timber, and the gold, and the spin-offs of it. Don't give me jewelry to wear and wood feet. Father above. Father above. Oh, these misfits. They are focusing on spin-offs from our raw materials rather than getting the right percentage of the product. The right percentage of we gold, we diamond, we oil, we bauxite and everything. God help this country quick, please. Let me play another piece of his speech for you to hear. The continuation of that. Play it, please.
We have to have a poverty reduction strategy. One of the things we'll do in the poverty reduction strategy is to ensure nobody paying under $150,000 a month pay taxes. Make them tax exempt. We also said that we will look for a minimum livable income. And once we work out that figure, we will pay our people a minimum livable income. We gave considerable wages and salary increases when we were in government. We will increase it and focus on that again. Then we said to people, look, this government continues to tell you about climate change, but they're putting everybody on the coast. Our intention is to do highways linking the regions and put our people on highlands so that we remove the vulnerabilities from sea level rise. It is critical for us to ensure that we have a professional police force. You are aware when we're in government, we train a lot of policemen to solve crime, and we were solving crime. And so we believe that we need to professionalize the police force. We need to have a commissioner that is qualified and certified for the job. It should not be politicized. We also abhor the fact that the government tries to create a divide between the joint services and other public servants like doctors, nurses, etc. We're going to remove that divide. We will treat all as equal and ensure across the board when they are getting their benefits, they all get it. We are of the view that we have a lot of people that are left behind in terms of pension. I know some big men I lime and drink with. They cry out that the pension they got from the government when they retire in 1980 is probably $20,000. We will seek to bring those pensions up to date with modern pensions. It is heartrending for a policeman or somebody to work all their lives. Now you get the pension based on when you retire. But after you would have retired, they had inflation, increased cost of living. We're going to bring that pension up. Guyana suffers from a high level of hypertension and high blood sugar, whatever you call it. We believe the Constitution says that health should be free. We will work to be able to help those persons, but we also will launch a health education program and shift us towards preventive health rather than restorative health. Those are just some. Down the line, I will outline the plethora of measures we will take to ensure that we can influence the Guyanese people to support us.
Oh, God bless them people is. God bless them people is. Uncle, Norton say he can set up a strategy. Anybody earning $150,000 a month will not have to pay taxes. Oh. You had to say he can look at the minimum wage and work out. I figure what he can pay. What he can pay that is livable. You see what these people talking about? He gonna work out a figure what is livable. Gosh. This country, the richest country on earth, the opposition leader say telling Guyana that he gonna work out and pay a livable wage when we can be the best on earth. Are you believe these people? Man, Joshua, sometime when I listen to these people, I get a slight headache. He can work out a livable and pay a livable wage in the richest country on earth. I want me play back the peace fire, man. He said how the PPP paying the same pension what people been getting 40 years now. And he's going to change that. I wonder what he's going to sell or what he got to sell for do all them things he talking about there. For sure it's not Guyana's oil or we minerals. For sure it's not that he can sell. Because he can't sell nothing. They can't get nothing out of it. Then he went on to talk about how he gonna move people to higher lands because Georgetown is low. How is he gonna do that, Uncle and Auntie? That man got to be a sailor, sailing on a ship without a paddle to nowhere. Because I don't think he understands or have the slightest clue how to move a city, much less to move the Guyanese people from the coastal area where they live. Norton, you got to get all the oil money out there to do that. Along with all the gold, diamond, and bauxite money to do that. Not half. All you have to get. Not quarter or 1/8, all. To do that nonsense you preaching or dream you're selling to the Guyanese people. That's a dream. Oh, brother. Oh, how you move in a city. You should do some research. Or just Google how to move a city. How to move Kaieteur news from here and carry it somewhere else. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, how you help me here, man. He also said, Uncle, people are suffering from a lot of hypertension or high blood pressure. And he going to create a program to prevent you from getting it, rather than having to go to the hospital for treatment to cure it. Oh, my Norton, you're selling dream in this world today. You know, I am happy you acknowledge that people are suffering from hypertension and high blood pressure. You should come out and tell them the truth, that you and your party, Bara Jagdev and his party, are the ones responsible for the people suffering with blood pressure and hypertension. If I only do the right thing, man, if I only do the right thing, I know how happy and joyful the citizens of this land will be. Eh? Y'all know what a beautiful country we can create for the people and future generations just by doing the right things, just by ensuring that we get our rightful percentage. Just think about it. Think about it. If I really love the people in this country, man, I would do the right thing. Uncle and auntie. And the right thing for them to do is to change all the oil contract, renegotiate all the mining contracts and timber contracts. I hope, I only wish at the next press conference, I hear Norton and Jagdev say that they will renegotiate those contracts. Uncle, this country is in trouble. This country is in real trouble. These misfits do not understand nothing. You listen to both Bharat Jagdev and Aubrey Norton. You hear what they say. They're making promises. Promises with no money in sight. None of them have said where this money is coming from or would come from. Not one of them said, you know what? We will be getting in some money from these resources this country have. Not one of them. A matter of fact, when you ask them questions about that, it's like you interfere with their most prized assets. You gotta wake up, uncle. You gotta wake up, auntie. You guys are supporting a set of dreamers and schemers. They're not politicians. They don't love and they don't care for none one of you. Today, just today, ExxonMobil met with a few members of the press this morning and told them, hear this one carefully, uncle, Norton and Jagdeo. ExxonMobil has 2 accounting books reflecting different profits for 2022. They said I got 2 accounting books reflecting different profits for 2022. One of the books said the oil company made 577 billion in profits. And the other book said 125 billion. And they tell the press, they tell the reporters today that Guyana must focus on the 125 million and not the 577 billion. You know, when my reporter came back and we were discussing this story, I was like, no, man, don't tell me this thing, man. Yes, boss. Yes. This is how Norton, along with Jagdeo and President Ali, running we 50-50 partnership business. One book for Exxon and one book for Guyana. That's why in 2022, ExxonMobil and partners raked in 1.2 trillion in profits from Guyana alone. Uncle, more than double what Guyana received from 2019 to 2023. Yes. More than double what them get alone in profit for 2022. What we get from 2019 to 2023. When we reported that story 2 weeks ago, Norton and Jagdeo were both silent. Exxon them profit, uncle, is in the trillions every year. And we own, in 4 years, is in the billions. Are you lucky? They're admitting to the 2 books they got. Good going, guys. Good going. Elections coming up. Y'all continue voting for them. I will be cleaning and shining the white people's shoes and sandals, not only their drains. Read the full story in tomorrow. We are carrying it in the Kaieteur News tomorrow. Then today, Exxon made another stunning announcement. Them tell the press how Exxon's subsidiary put up the $2 billion US guarantee for an oil spill. That money did not come from the parent company, ExxonMobil. Uncle, it come from the children working out there for ExxonMobil. You see what they're doing there, Joshua? Let me explain it. They are insulating themselves. They are covering their behinds, covering their tracks, using the children here to put up the $2 billion US guarantee. So in the event of an oil spill, if it costs 50 or 100 billion US, ExxonMobil, the parent company, is in the clear. They just have to wash their hands and say, goodbye, I try there with them children. Like I said before, Uncle, the children Exxon have here, that Jack Dave is issuing these permits to, that you see give us that $2 billion guarantee, doesn't even have money to buy powder or lipstick for their faces, much less to take care of an oil spill. You see how they take care of it? They cover themselves? Today we learned that at the press conference. You must also know, Uncle, the contract say Exxon parent company or, listen to me carefully, Exxon parent company or their affiliate company must give Guyana that unlimited parent company guarantee. So what they do? They use the affiliate to give us the guarantee. It's like the contract said Lall, or, let me repeat, Lall or his daughter has to fully take care of the workers in Kaieteur News from an injury. And me turn around and tell my daughter to sign the document and give them just to take myself out. So my daughter signed the document. When I got money for buy lipstick for she face or powder, and me take myself out. That's what Exxon do there, in a nutshell. So y'all see the danger we in? 2 days ago, Uncle and Auntie, an international environmentalist said, should there be an oil spill, it could cost Guyana up to $20 billion US a year to pay the Caribbean islands alone. God bless all of you. God bless all of you. You didn't hear what I said, man. An oil spill could cost Guyana $20 billion US a year to the Caribbean islands. I don't know in which year Guyana will see 20 billion from the isle. In which year? Not even by 2035, Guyana will see 20 billion. But we will have to find 20 billion every year, American dollars, to pay the Caribbean islands if there is an oil spill. Did I say God bless all of you? Let me repeat that. You know where I'm leaving you, Josh? There will be nothing for you to clean. There will be nothing for you to eat. There will be nothing for you to drink in this country if and when an oil spill happens. You know, when I watch how these people puff up their mouth and spread out their chests at these press conferences and perform as if they're the best thing representing the Guyanese people. Man, you know, it irks me, it upsets me, and I just want to tell these people some things, but I can't say the things on this radio station. I want to tell them in their face. Y'all must tune in, man. Y'all must tune in and listen when them got a press conference. If I ain't lie, they got tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Both PPP and PNC just have one. Josh, I'll take a few phone calls. Let me share. Hold on. I want to share. I want to give her a laugh, brother. Sisters, I want to give her a laugh. I want to share what a friend of mine named Orin tell me today. He said he met an old coolie man in Canada who tell him he never wanted to go live overseas because they got too much natural disasters out there. He preferred to stay in Guyana because Guyana only has two. Two. The PPP and the PNC. He said overseas got too much natural disasters. He don't want to live there. He only want to live in Guyana because Guyana only got two. The PPP and the PNC. The man is wrong, Josh. I don't know, but it is. For me, these two parties, or these two parasites, I should say, the PPP and the PNC, have been, still is, and would always be Guyana's biggest tragedy. Yes, the biggest. Before I take the first phone call, Joshua, Uncle and Auntie, y'all think these two parties love Glen Lall? I think so, you know. Y'all think ExxonMobil and them foreign companies in Guyana love Glen Lall too? Joshua? I think so. I think so. You don't think they love me? Of course. Yeah, they love me. Call me and let me know, Uncle, if you think Exxon, PNC, PPP, and all them foreign gold, diamond, and bauxite companies love Glen Lall. I'm going to take 2-3 calls. Oh.
226-7453.
Oh.
624-6456 and 622-2222. Those are the numbers you can call us on this evening.
I see a known PNC activist. I am ashamed to call his name, Joshua. Circulating an image on social media. Stop buying from known PPP business. These clowns. Before they post up images asking all Guyanese to get out into the streets and fight against the foreign oppressors and exploiters of our resources. Look what they find to post. Stop buying from PPP supporters, PPP businesses. Man, are you tell me how this country gonna change? How can it ever become a Dubai? And guess what, Joshua? People commenting on that.
I agree.
The PPP and the PNC are the ones to be blamed for that, Joshua. Because they sit together and work together. Before they do that, they should sit together. They should work together for the good of all Guyanese. Look, Uncle, every time they have a press conference, listen to them. They're talking to each other. Yes. Talking to each other through the mic rather than sitting down together and talking with each other. That's what the foreigners did to Africa, brother. And that's what they're doing here right now. At the end of this program, I want all of you to listen to a tape I'll play. Just after the program, I'll play it. Let's take the phone calls.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
Hi, good evening. I just want to make a comment. Well, Jagdeo is selling the Marriott.
Oh, God. You want to what?
No, Jagdeo is selling the Marriott.
Yes.
Okay, they got the highest bid before was about 16 million or so, right? US. They said 16 million they got for the first bid, the highest bid.
Yes.
Okay, they said they want about 80 million the lowest bid. They got 85 million now US.
Yeah.
For the Marriott.
Yeah.
They will sell for 85 million.
My friend, that place cost us more than that.
No, listen now, that's not my point here. Now he will build three hospitals for 600 million US.
Yes.
Yes, the three hospitals was 600 million. That is 200 million for one. So this hospital what he will build in now, if the Marriott is $85 million
Yes.
for that size,
Yeah.
right? The size of the Marriott for 85 million.
Let me tell you
So how
something.
big will
Hold.
this hospital be for 200 million?
I understand where you're coming from, brother. Glad you raised that point. But let me tell you why he's hustling to get rid of it from Wuhan. I am told, I'm trying to put my hand on the document, that the oil company them sign a contract with Marriott. Man, if you hear money there,
Now the money for the hospitals he's talking about now.
yes,
With everything, you know, say it costs 100 in his pockets, or his members' pockets, his party members. So 300 million he will get for his party and 300 for the hospital.
man, let me be very frank. If they sue me, they sue me. They're hoffing out the hotel from Guyana hand. Full stop. Full stop. Let them sue me if they want. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're
that's it,
thieving.
but Jack Bill,
They're
I hear
thieving
Mr.
out.
Lall they're talking all the time, right? It's
Yes.
not the Exxon or the people, them is the choker up. It's Jack Bill and finally.
Them is the choker rabs. I agree with you.
They are the choker up, not the people themselves.
Everything they
You have
do.
to Stop talking the people is the thief. Is bad. Jack Bill and finally is the thief. They're the one who
No.
starving the guys,
Don't
people.
delete
They are forcing the people
Calm
into
down.
hunger.
Calm down. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Take it
I know, I understand, but you know,
No.
that you know,
No, I am
Gotta be
saying-
careful, sir.
I am saying you are careful with the words. I am saying that the things they're doing is choker rob, they're choker robbing the country.
that's it. They
Okay.
are doing that, and everybody is punishing.
And let me tell you, Norton's silence, putting him in the same boat.
Right, I know
Right?
that. Well, he
Norton should have been-
He don't want to talk because he is going in to do the same thing he go in.
Well-
he does go in.
Well,
You know, he can't say anything about that
well,
because he was in it when they made the deal from starting.
well.
So he'll have to continue, hoping to continue.
Well,
after
Jack,
the next
well,
election.
the PPP did it for 23 years. The
Yeah.
PNC jumping, and they carry on worse.
That's it. Well,
And
that's
now the
it.
PPP
same thing
gone
that
back.
both of them will do. None of them doesn't
Yeah.
care for the people of Ghana.
Not a
That's what it's
single soul charge.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Not
Yeah,
a single
that's
soul. Oh my gosh. Oh, God bless this country, man. God bless this country. And God bless you for seeing your finger for them. Hold 1 second. Let me just get rid of this thing. Yes, good evening.
Hi, good night, Mr. Lall. And
Good evening.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mr. Jagdi gave like 40,000 cash grant to people with gynec children belly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just telling you, the 40 divided by 250 school days is $160, 160 Guyana dollar we're speaking of.
A day.
If John, did you hear me?
$160.
A day, when you divide 40,000, because they give us this 40,000 just once a year for school children. So when you divide it by 250 school days, it's just 160 Guyana dollar we're speaking of.
Wow.
Can't even catch a bus with 160 to get to school. You know, he's also saying that single mothers will be able to provide for their children with a 10-day work. A question to you, Mr. Lall. When that 10-day money, which I think is 40,000 also, finish, what will a single mother and her child be eating as he's ranting all about this, providing jobs to single mothers? Can you answer it for me?
No, I am, unfortunately, I didn't went so far in school to answer that one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Because I
sorry.
really wanted to know, he's boasting about it.
I really can. I can have my reporter ask him that question.
Please do so for me.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
secondly,
Yeah.
when I heard Mr. Narding saying about building house and renting it, it sounds like garbage. Not even a 10-year-old speaks so empty-minded. When I hear Mr. Narding speak, it reminds me of a guy that wants a woman, he would promise her the world just to beat her and prostitute her when they get married. That's nurturing. Some licks we would get those guys if he ever become president. You imagine, he's an opposition leader and don't even know what Guyanese people are suffering from. But most Guyanese people are suffering from poverty, which leads to hypertension. There are also oaths saying promises are a comfort to a fool. What both politicians are doing is fooling the supporters with handouts and fake promises. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The caller asked what happens when the $40,000, the 10-day job, if they get paid $40,000 a month, when that finish, what becomes of the family after that? Well, I didn't go to school. I can't answer that question. You have one there? Yes. Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
I good night, the panel, Mr. Glenn.
Good night.
Guyanese waking up, and they got to realize that Norton and Jagdeo, these two parties, them got to relax. We got to find somebody else to put these man in jail and keep calling and telling you steady. Right? They're only promising and fooling the people. Some of them is dying tongue with. They're saying this next election they're going to vote for Norton. Right? And I watch some of them, so I want to know if they're dying the normal senses. If these, I want to know Guyanese people is a different species and a different breed of people. What Suriname and Brazil, how these people is rise up. Guyanese, like they're in a coma. They're sleeping from since 1950. Look, since we became independent to now. And watch a little bit of rain when it fall in town there. The whole of Georgetown flood out. Georgetown and make for all them people live there. How the British them create the town. No, for them, they blacking up drain and make house lots. That's why I tell them for the program the other day. Just now when they're going to buy a car from BM Suit, they got to buy a boat. Yeah, they can't buy a boat same time for put the car in for float on way. All the car go floating like rubbish just now. Because the tide rising. And Mr. Glenn, I there with you on them protests. We putting you there. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Good evening, caller.
Yeah, hello, good night, Mr. Lall.
Good night.
Yeah, from the inception, we were being robbed of our human wealth, which is our labor. These people and them, they enrich themselves. Now, look, we have leaders here. Should be glory days for us. They come and take our own money, and they give you, and that little 40,000, that little petty thing. That woman, $160. That man, look, that can't even buy a cheesies or whatever it is. Whatever it is. Come on, Mr. Lall, come on, people, Guyanese, come on. Come on, time enough now. Time enough. It's time, Mr. Lall. Yes, Mr. Lall, come on. Good night, sir.
Good night.
$160 for school children per day. That's a smart caller who work it out and give us that figure. You know. Yes, good evening. Good evening. Slow your radio, please. Slow your radio, please.
Good night, sir.
Yes, lower the radio, your volume, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
the radio is low.
Yes, go ahead.
Listening to your program tonight and listening to Mr. Jagdeo and Norton speak tonight, I can only come to one conclusion, that they are partners in crime. And the crime that I'm talking about is the crime against their people, the Guyanese people, us. All right? Oh boy, I'm lost for words as to the chaos and the madness these people are doing with our resources. presently. And if it doesn't change, I want the Guyanese people to understand this, that we are the makers and the breakers of our country. We are the real government.
Yes, the people. The people, yes, correct.
I'm begging them, I'm pleading with them that this is not a joke. This is serious. Okay?
Can you hold a moment?
Have to.
Can you hold a moment? It's not only our resources. These people are sitting down quietly and allowing these exploiters to take. But these chaps sitting down quietly, hustling to huff every piece of the rich properties we have and businesses.
Yes.
So everything they're going with. You understand? Everything they're going with, brother.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So then,
The people.
what becomes of the ordinary people, the masses of this country? What? They're going to live with $160 a day for their children to go to school? They're going to depend on handouts? The armed forces, the joint services will live on a once a year bonus, which is a $200-300. Come on, guys. Come on.
And last but not least, I need the Guyanese people to fact check for themselves that the politicians, whether it be from PPP, PNC, whichever party, they're all Guyanese like us that owns the same resources. But the way I'm seeing it is that they are getting paid while we, the ordinary citizens, are being played. Because the same wealth that they're acquiring all the luxuries from, we have the same. We can do the same. Why is it not channeling to us? And the Guyanese people need to start asking hard questions. Stop listening and taking these people's words for granted. They're selling them dreams. They need to wake up.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Thank you, sir.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Wow. Why my phone? Yes. Good evening. Good night. Good night. Yes.
I want to draw something to your attention. I had spoken to you couple of years, a while when you...
Let's go. At
the conference center.
Let's go.
And I saw in today's Kaieteur news, the stingray start laying the pipes in the ocean.
Yes.
The gas, sure.
Yes.
And something that I learned, I'm going to share it now. It's only time before we start seeing these land pumps installed to pump oil, because I had envisioned, I heard it, and I envisioned that a secondary line will be placed alongside that line to bring the gas to shore. And that secondary line is to take the oil from the land back to the ship. I hope that I'm wrong on that.
Which oil?
The oil from the land. These people expect to put some land, whatever you call it, to pump the oil back from here, because they cannot store the oil on land. Our crude will not be able to store the land. They have to take it to the ship.
So where they're getting the oil from?
From under our earth, the whole of the west side, until to land of Canaan on the east of the Demerara River. A survey was done. I work on that survey.
Okay.
And I had shared this with you when you had a protest by the camp.
Oh, so you're saying that they found oil on land, and they're gonna drill on land.
Hello?
Yes, you're saying that they drill on land and they found oil on land.
Yes.
Well, no. This pipeline that is coming is only bringing gas.
Yeah, but I had what I learned.
When they big, if
secondary line
one
will be
second,
placed alongside that one.
one second. Yes, that can happen, but you have to set up to start drilling on land. And if you can start drilling on land, come on, man, we must see when you're drilling.
Are we aware? Are we as a nation, the Guyanese nation, aware of what is happening on the west side, the west of the Demerara River? And the back all the way, Parpet Harmony, all the way down there?
In terms of what?
What these people are doing, there's a road by the new road here that they're building.
Mm-hmm.
And they're widening the road with a concrete drain alongside that road, where you have a very huge drainage canal right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see the structure that they're putting down there, right? Yes, it is for the widening of the road, but that concrete got drained that they're building there. If you see the steel work, the steel structure there, and then it is coming back straight to the Demerara River. Well, the drainage canal.
All right,
here.
I hear you. We can look at that. We can look at that. We got time for that.
We got to look at it.
Thank you.
I hope I am wrong on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Good evening, caller. Hello.
Hey, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, me want to get the word Glenn tonight, man.
Live on the air. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah. Me want to ask Glenn if Jack Deal or any politicians in office, if they can spend that time as the time that Jack Deal spent in office, if it's legal, if it's lawful for him to be there for all this time. I get a limited time. I am still supposed to be in office. If his time expires.
All right, he's asking. All right, I got you. You're asking if it's legal for Jagdev today in office. Well, it's legal for him to serve two 5 years as president.
Yeah.
He can do any other job. Yeah, he can be vice president. But all over the world, presidents just come off and go sit down in a corner. You know? But this chap, he want to be put in. You know, he don't want to sit down in a corner. He want to be in control. You know? He not moving anywhere. This is how he dancing and playing around, thieving out the whole party, thieving out the whole government for himself. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Mr. Lall.
I didn't hear from you a long time. You give me up.
No, I didn't give you up. I listened to the program. It's just that I keep listening and I listen to all these callers. It's about time I call in.
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to thank our Guyanese brothers and sisters, the one who didn't stain their fingers for these parties. However, I think they found the finger, the one you claim you don't have, which is a good point. My second point is that the PPP and the PNC, don't be fooled that our nation will jump back and forth between their parties and their lies. A vote for the PPP and a vote for the PNC is a vote for ExxonMobil and all the foreign companies.
Yes, I agree.
We cannot allow these parties to fool the nation because they have been fooling our people for 55 years.
Beautiful point.
ExxonMobil and all the foreign companies will win, including all the Alibabas as politicians. We must get rid of these of both sides.
But
Fight for change for our people.
I hear you. And I fully support and I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that one. A vote for the PPP, a vote for the PNC is a vote for ExxonMobil and all the foreign exploiters in this country. Yes, I fully agree with you, brother.
And I must thank the 10-day workers and all the 40,000 that they give for the people. None of them show up and fall for his trap. Thank the Guyanese people. Good night, brother.
All right, good night. Yes. You made a very beautiful and valid point there, brother. Voting for these people, staining your finger for these people, is staining your finger for ExxonMobil to press and exploit. Like Lumumba says, to reap and rape the nation. Yes? Yes. Yes, good night, constant caller.
Yeah. Chorville, Lenora, Grongbelt, Edinburgh, Anna Katrina, TI, 18,000 people supposed to be voting there. The PPP get 3,100.
Wow.
It's a great impact. Continue your work.
Thank you. Wow. 18,000 people?
Huh?
18,000?
18,000 people is voting that area there. And 3,100 people go and vote for them.
Wow.
You see what going on there? You see what you do there?
Yes.
Now look at Linden. Look at the area, Region 4. And Amsterdam. Look at the African people side. They identify themselves that we will be supporting the PNC.
Mm-hmm.
They hold their dignity. They express themselves.
Well, I hear the PPP rent some of the new voters.
Well, they will have to fulfill their financial risk.
No, I hear the rent. I hear the PPP pay the rent up front, and the people take their money, take the jersey, mash up the jersey, and just go and vote where they put the X.
Yeah, the people did a good job. When you look at the statistics, you see that the people did a good job.
Thank you.
General elections coming, they begin to campaign, boy.
Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good night, brother.
Yeah, again, you take care.
Oh, Joshua, you got to let me take this other call here. Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening. Load the radio.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Lall. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. I just want to say that the work you're doing is paying dividend. If you look at the local government elections and the voting turnout, the people of Guyana are slowly waking up. The people are listening to what you're saying. If you look at the percentage of the voters that voted to the local government election, the percentage was very low. People are listening to your program, and people are slowly waking up. Keep up the work, Mr. Lall. Keep educating the people, and by 2025, things will be different. Have a good night, sir.
Thank you. I want to pay Mr. Jagdeo. I want to pay President Ali, and I want to pay Aubrey Norton to come on my radio program for an hour. Can you get them to come? I will pay them.
I don't know, sir, but I think a request can be sent to them.
Okay.
And I will see if we can manage to get them. But knowing the politics in Guyana right now, I don't think both of those gentlemen will ever turn up at your program.
Thank you. All right, thanks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, sir. Good night.
I'll be asking them very simple questions. It's just for an hour. I'm going to give you guys let's don't carry it past 15 simple questions. Give you a 3 minute to answer each one of the question. I am willing because I talked to a few people and they're willing to help me with the money to pay you people. Right? If you want more than $1 million for the hour, call and let me know. I'm going to ask to see if I can get a little more for you people. As for Exxon, no, I can't get Exxon. Exxon is not going to come. Exxon promised that they're in talks to have a one-on-one discussion with my reporters. I'm still waiting I'm still waiting for a response from them on that one. I'm still waiting months now. Since the last scoping meeting at Myconi, they had promised that, listen, Glenn, we're not going to come sit with you. I said, well, okay, fine. I'm a fireball, that's fine, don't worry about that. Sit with my reporters. Okay, well, we can work that out. And until now, I haven't gotten an answer. So there we go, uncle and auntie. Nobody wants to come sit down in this chair. And there's nothing hard. I'm not going to ask them tough question, uncle. Simple question, man. Look like my reporter asked both Jack Dave and Norton, how you plan to uplift people's lives? That would be one of my questions. Or I could even give them the question online. I could even give them the question on the radio, uncle and auntie. So let them prepare themselves and come and sit on the radio. Yes. Yeah, that's how far I'm taking this thing to them. You hear me, Josh? Yes. All right, let me take one more. This guy called because he keep calling me, and tell him go that. You got to play that video for them, all right? Yes.
Yeah, Glenn.
Yes, good night.
Evening, man.
Good evening.
Good evening. Wonderful program, man. I just want to inform you that this program is making a great difference, you know. You know, people is begin to understand what is happening all over. And, you know, we are getting there very slowly, but we are getting there. We are heading somewhere, you know. Just a matter of time, people will fully understand what really is taking place in our land.
Yes, slowly. It's moving slowly. I just want a simple thing, man. Get those people who went out and vote, just get them to listen to the program and let them understand that they are being taken for a ride. Their children's future. You understand? Let them ask them, say, listen, you know, like I asked one of them, I said, wait, man, that is all you want? A handout? A one-time bonus? I asked a senior officer, I said, man, that is what you settling for? That's what you worked as a big man? And the guy did cost me. He said, Glenn, oh, brother, you know, he can't speak. You know, we can't speak. But deep in his heart, he understands the insult.
Yeah.
You know, the man understands the insult. So I give him a high five. I say, have a good day. He said, thank you, Glenn Lall. You're waking up the whole country. But you people have to wake up. Wake up your neighbors, wake up your friends, wake up the entire society, man.
But Glenn, you know that in where we are right now, right? Mm-hmm. Our African brothers and sisters fully well understand where we are and where we are going, you know. Mm-hmm. But our Indian brothers and sisters are not understand the whole concept.
No, I don't agree with you. Don't do that. I don't agree with you. Everybody right across this country are beginning to wake up, and let's help them. Let's educate them. Education is power. You hear me? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is wealth.
Yes.
You hear me, brother?
Glenn, what happened? This local government election that held a couple days ago. You can tell from the vote, from where I am, right? A lot of people did not went out and vote, and that is to show that these people are fed up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying. I tell one lady asked me, what happened with the vote? Why so? Explain what's going on. I say, auntie, if your house got 15 people, is only 5 of them go out and vote. 3 vote for the PPP this side and 2 vote for the PNC the other side. And them 2 clung this attack about how victorious they are. You know? 5 out of 15 people vote. and them shouting victory. Yeah, we win. Yeah, we beat the PNC. Yeah, we beat the PNC with 5 people. It's a wake-up call for them, though. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. Yes. Josh, I got 2. I'm not going to... Let me just call back this gentleman. Let me just call him back. No. You keep calling, I tell you. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, Uncle and Auntie. Please hang in there a little to hear this little video. I just want you guys to listen to it keenly. Yes, good evening, sir. You're the last caller. Go ahead. And you'll close the program.
Yeah, Mr. Glenn. I was telling you again. I was working in Cayuni in the 80s on a water dredge, and there was 2 books we had: the Bossman book and GGMC book.
Well, yes, that's no businesses does that. Many businesses does that. That's
so this book. So this.
But wait. Exxon acknowledge and accept and tell us we must focus on the $125 billion profit rather than the $577 million. You know, honestly, my heart tells me that, and this is according to what was discussed in the editorial meeting today, right? What I heard from the reporter that have been there, ExxonMobil held a press conference to really respond to what Lall is doing on this program. It is making a dent on them. It is hitting home at them. This is why they want to come up. Man, I'll be talking about it. I'm not letting it down. I'll be talking about it.
I want to ask this now. Would we get the right figure from Exxon now?
My friend.
Or we would.
My friend. I am told that every piece of documentation goes to the government. You hear what I'm telling you? Bharat Jagde knows everything that is going on out there. But this nation is kept in the dark. Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition, is not saying anything. Why? Why Aubrey Norton is not talking about these expenses should be made public? Why? Why isn't he taking to the streets and say, hey, we need to see because we're a 50-50 partnership? Why they're not saying anything? Are you understand what's going on, brother? Exxon will have 50 books soon. Not only 2. Not only 2. Because when them see how Jagdev and Norton mouth closed and our president is in hiding, then you know what they will do? The exact thing they did to us with Lisa 1 and Lisa 2. Lisa 1 and 2 was 7 billion US. Yes, they see nobody count that. They dig them in you in Lisa 3, 9 billion. You know, check them in 3, they dig them you 10 with Lisa 4. You know, check 4, they'll put them to nearly 13 to Lisa 5. Yes. 13 billion US. You know, check nothing, by. Each project.
Yeah.
Each project. And I will sit down quiet and Jagde will approve Lisa 6. Wait, watch and see. God bless you. Have a good night. I have to go.
Just last point.
I have to go. I have to go. 1 minute.
I only hope that the judge, this judge that is looking after this case, insurance case, I only hope that they do what is right for we future children.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Play that tape for them. Uncle and Auntie, namaste.
Father told me a story of a man who was given a job as a janitor at the school. His job was to lock the gate every day at 6 p.m. And then some people in the neighborhood came and informally redistributed the fence. Some of you would say stole the fence of the school. This man faithfully locked the gate, but the fence had been stolen. And the purpose of locking the gate was to ensure safety. If the fence is stolen, put back the fence. So let me explain what this. A young Zimbabwean businessman called Busisa Moyo characterized the problem of Africa. He said, "We are not broke, we are broken." Right? And there is a difference. It's a very wealthy continent in terms of its human resource. When the United States decided to appoint a head for PEPFAR, they took away from my senior here, the chairperson of the African Union, his head of Africa CDC. There are Africans strategically, or black persons strategically heading very strategic institutions in the global north. Why am I saying this? My elder Ashraf asked me about narrative. There are 5 modes of narrative. First mode is action. That's what I think the chairperson of the African Union is saying, that people will not believe what we say until they see us act according to our beliefs. Pan-Africanism is not a theory. It's the lived solidarity that made the Ethiopians give Nelson Mandela a passport, that made Senegalese civil servants contribute $1 each every month for the liberation of South Africa, that made Zambia take care of us as Zimbabweans and South Africans as we fought for our liberation, that made Uganda take care of the comrades that now run this country. If Pan-Africanism has no active solidarity action, no active affirmative action, the words are meaningless, because even the devil can quote scripture. The second is dialogic. We have for too long used authority to govern our people and not dialogue. And in this respect, I must commend my colleagues and comrades here in Rwanda, because they are able to hold leadership meetings where citizens talk to leaders. I am hoping the African Union chairperson and the African Union Commission chairperson can actually convene with ECOSOC a conference each year of the citizens, not just NGO, a conference of the citizens drawn from the continent, and talk, because often we only get to talk to our leaders in conferences in the United States and in Europe, and thought. There is no Pan-Africanism without doing what Mishera Mugo said: create liberated zones of Pan-Africanist thought. When we think, it's our European theorists who are thinking. When we speak, it's our American teachers who are speaking. It is okay to have gone to America to learn. It is okay to have gone to Asia to learn. But what is the influence of African intellectuals and thought on what the African Union does, on what our governments do, on what our civil society does? Number 3, we need to describe oppression. I'm sorry, I hear this a lot when I come to Rwanda. You have to hear me, I'm Rwandese, so you cannot do anything about me. I have immunity here. You people like to say, let's forget, let's not blame anyone. Please, stop that nonsense. When the Holocaust happened against the Jews, it was 1940s, 45. Not a single African country other than Ethiopia and those who had not been colonized was free. The first African country got independent 1957. There is not a single Jewish person who will allow you to forget the Holocaust. And in fact, there are crimes, not just in Israel, across the world against denial of the Holocaust. US foreign policy, Israeli foreign policy is very key. It's a central issue. Africans, for some reason, must forget something that happened 50 years ago, if you are Zimbabwe 80 years ago. Listen, we must always remind our friends from Europe and elsewhere that slavery was a crime against humanity, as is colonialism and neo-colonialism. That killing Sankara in 1984 because you are opposed to communism and plunging his country into chaos that you are now trying to solve as a problem of poor governance is a shared responsibility. So we will take responsibility for our nakedness. But for goodness sake, a naked emperor cannot lecture us about how to be clothed. And I'll tell you the contradictions. When Europeans first came here, if you come to the south of continent, ladies did not wear long skirts and they did not cover their top. Then they said, no, that's indecent. So we covered everything, including the head. And then the Europeans have decided to go nude now. Now the dress code in Europe is pre-colonial Africa. And then when our kids try and dress up that way, we say it's an African. We are confused around ownership.